Hey, it's Dr. Shirley. How are you today? Nice to have you with me. Gosh, it's good to see you. I wanted to thank you for all the good wishes that some of you piped in. We had a pretty big flood here in Lake Ontario yesterday, so I was out of commission. There was no Dr. Shirley show, so I apologize, but that's the way it rolls. So today we're going to talk about butter, and it's a really great subject to learn a lot about, and I think that you may be surprised at some of the things that you're going to learn today. So most people think that we should avoid butter, right? It's not something that's going to be good for our body. And other people are like, well, we should have some butter, but I'm just going to put a little bit on my toast because, I'm trying to be healthy. I don't want to have any butter. In fact, here in the United States, there's over 550,000 tons of butter that are used every year. And that's all different kinds. And we're going to talk about one specific kind here. But in the UK, there's all of the European Union, 1.5 tons of butter that are eaten by our friends over in Europe. And there's a reason why the people in France are a lot healthier and eat a lot of butter. There actually is, and they're not nearly as fat, as we are, right? Yeah, Habib, I get you. But butter makes everything better. I grew up on butter. Oh my gosh, do you remember those Shirley Kuchens? Maybe you remember those, the Shirley Kuchens you get there, and we would butter one side, butter the other. We would butter the bottom piece of this thing, take a bite, and then butter the crescent. We used to butter cookies, okay? Lorna doing butter cookies. We buttered in our family oatmeal cookies. We cut fry cakes, donuts. We'd cut them in half, and we would butter them and put them under the broiler. I was fat as a kid, and so was my mom and dad, but then we all got thin, and everyone got healthier, but it was the wrong kind of butter. So let's talk about how we can enjoy a really good butter. So butter is made from fresh cream, and it is about 80% fat, okay? But first of all, fat is back, all right? And you may have heard this. I've become a keto gal. I'll talk about that another time, but this whole thing, when we started going low fat, when the heck was that? Back maybe 20 years ago, like, fat's killing everyone. Fat's bad for your heart. Fat's raising your cholesterol. So everyone goes on this low-fat diet. Remember those Snackwell cookies? They had no fat, but people would eat a whole freaking box of them because they had no fat in them. But fat is important for our brain, for our cells, and for us to function. And now we're starting to see more of that. So this is a very good and healthy fat we're talking about. And I want you to eat more butter because I want you to enjoy your food. You want to enjoy your meals. Even if you're, quote, dieting, if you feel like you're restrictive and you're feeling angry about it, your body's not going to respond well. So we fly through butter here at this house, believe me. Mark texted me the other day, there's no butter, so it's kind of like, it's a staple here. Now, there's about 400 fatty acids that are found in butter. So fatty acids are super important for our heart, believe it or not, very good for our cholesterol, and super good for our brain as well, too. Now, the best butter that you want to get is called a grass-fed butter. Now, this is I know it's going to show up backwards, but this is my favorite. This is called Kerrygold. It is an Irish butter, okay? And what this means is that it's grass-fed, so it's fed with cows that are out, kind of doing their thing and eating, versus cows that are fed grain. So this means there's more antioxidants in there to protect at a cellular level. There's a heck of a lot more taste. And also it's from Ireland, so it actually doesn't have any antibiotics in it. And this is one of the things when I look at butter, I look at cheese. All cheeses that are found here, all butters that are here, unless it says no antibiotics, unless it says no human growth hormones, that means that is indeed in it, all right? So this is the butter. It's called Kerrygold, right? It's at Aldi's, okay? You hear me talk about Aldi's. Aldi's is great. It's $1 cheaper here than at my Wegmans at Aldi's. So what is so great about this butter? First of all, it doesn't have any carbs, and carbs are really what make us fat. Carbs are what create sugar addictions. Sugar goes into all kinds of things, whether it's feeding parasites, feeding candida, making us fat. Okay, sugar makes us fat. Fat does not make you fat. It's all about the sugar and what you're taking in. So we're really fine with all this. All right, so we're going to take in a good amount of this. It's going to have no sugar. There's no carbohydrates. And one of the things that a good grass-fed butter is going to do is going to provide you more energy. Okay, it actually gives energy to your brain and energy to your body. The other thing that has a lot more fatty acids than your regular butter. Now, I grew up on Land O'Lakes, but now from what I understand, there's yellow dye in some of these. And we'll talk about margarine a little bit too. Margarine is do not go there. Margarine is not something you never ever want to eat. Again, the whole idea about being healthy is to enjoy your food and to feel good about what you're doing. No one should be in a restrictive mode. Okay, even with this keto thing I'm doing, I'm making keto pizza, keto pancakes, keto little cookie things, but they're healthy and they're made with coconut oil and a lot of butter, maybe some almond butter, as well too. Okay, the other thing that's going to do is full of CLA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's called conjugated linoleic acid. Okay, and this CLA is particularly used to increase your immune system function. Our immune system comes primarily from our thymus gland. Those are our T cells. If you've ever heard of that, if you know someone who's dealing with cancer, they're always saying we're going to measure your T cells. Your T cells give out our NK cells, which are natural killer cells, the eosinophils, the basophils. These are our little cells that go out kind of like Pac-Man, and they eat up all the bacteria and they eat up all the viruses. So taking in butter is going to give you more of this CLA, and it's going to help to actually fight disease. And CLA has also been shown to be a wonderful fighter against cancer. All right. Now the next thing it's going to do is it's anti-inflammatory. Okay, grass-fed butter is anti-inflammatory. All disease starts from an inflammation process, starts in the gut and also with an inflammatory process. So when our body is inflamed, we're going to have a setup for disease. So if we can reduce that inflammation, we're going to be a heck of a lot better. So again, another great reason to have your butter. Another thing that it's going to do for you, it's wonderful for your heart. All right, it's shown to be helpful. Again, this is all about the good fats. So good fats create permeability in our cells. So cells, we got a zillion of them, and cells make up our tissues, and the tissues, you've heard me say this a lot, make up the organs. Organs make up our systems, and our systems make up our body, meaning health starts at the cellular level. So what our cells are doing every day, we are either regenerating and getting stronger, excuse me, and that's whether we're 40, 50, 60. I have friends in their 80s that are totally thriving and regenerating. And then I sometimes see, even I see clients, younger clients like in their 20s, and they're kind of, going downhill. So we can change our body at any time. We grow new cells, we grow new skin on the palm of our hand every day. We actually grow new liver 8 to 10 months. You grow new spine about every 10 months. So you are going to be as healthy a year from now based on the choices that you make today. It has nothing to do with your age, okay? Aging happens, but it doesn't mean you need to feel like crap, all right? So I'm here to tell you that. So let me talk a little bit about these MCTs. These are called medium chain triglycerides, and these are going to be particularly helpful with these good fats. So that's what your coconut oil is good for. This is helpful to reduce your bad cholesterol and increase your good cholesterol. And I'm going to do a show on cholesterol because cholesterol is so misunderstood. Cholesterol is necessary for your body. Cholesterol repairs your body. If there's an inflammatory process going on, let's say around your heart, and cholesterol starts to build up, well, it's there actually to help. It gets released to be like, oh, okay, there's inflammation. I'm going to help to quell it down. So it makes a mound, say, over that little bit that's cracked in one of your veins or arteries, and then there's still inflammation. So more is released and more is released, and before you know it, you've got an occlusion. And you can't get the oxygen or the blood for that matter, and you're going to have a heart attack or have a stroke. So you don't want cholesterol to build up in your body. It builds up because of inflammation. All right. So that's what the key is. This good butter is going to reduce your inflammation, and it's going to increase your good cholesterol. Okay, those are your HDLs. I just remember that G and H are close in the alphabet. I guess it doesn't really matter, and how we remember it. But so many people, have reduced their cholesterol so much through medications that we're not allowing this good, cholesterol to be there, and it needs to be. It really needs to be. That used to be the cholesterol numbers were like 200 and above was like considered dangerous, and then about 8 or 10 years ago, they reduced the number to be 180. Why? I think just to sell more medication, but that's really what it is. So I give you an opportunity to educate yourself so we can make decisions for ourselves. Now, here's a couple bad things about margarine. I don't know if anyone is, still eating this. Do you know that margarine's been around since 1873? Okay, it's a really, really long time that this stuff has been around. I used to say that it's like, it's a trans fat, so it actually solidifies in your body, and it's like eating your toothpaste cube. It's like eating plastic. Okay, that's what it is. It's an increase in your trans fats. Has been shown to be associated with an increase in heart attack and an increase in your bad cholesterol, as well as reducing your immune response. So there's absolutely nothing good about it, whatsoever. So that's my butter gig today. So go out and get some Kerrygold butter. If you want to follow me and you want to get on my newsletter, I send about 2 to 3 newsletters a week. I'd love to have you join me, and that's at drshirleysays.com. And I've helped thousands of people get well naturally, and I'd be happy to help you get well too. So if you have a comment, if you could put it down, I'd appreciate it. Just say hi, yippee-i-o, I like the butter, blah, 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 because the more people like this, the game, then the word gets out. And I get nice emails today. I just got a wonderful email from a woman that says, oh, Dr. Shirley, I love your videos. I've learned a lot, and that makes me happy, and that's why I'm doing them. So have yourself a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye for now.